edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Vays. I would love loud and so things are changing. According to the stock market, the economy is booming. Still waiting for a restaurant or two to open so I can go ahead and enjoy. Let me see. Is there? It's glitchy. Okay. So I upgraded all my equipment. I have a 4K camera. I have a top of the line microphone. There's one problem. My laptop only has 16 gigs of RAM. So once a better laptop is available for sale, the laptop that I want to buy, that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I can see why this camera is not transferring good quality. It's like all my equipment is high end. I'm running a high end monitor as well, but everything is running off of a 2-year-old laptop. Now, laptops are supposed to last more than 2 years, and I have a $2,300 Lenovo laptop that I bought almost 2 years ago that I was hoping would last me 2 years, and unfortunately, it doesn't have enough power for what I do. So, um, yeah, it's also Zoom. Zoom is kind of shitty. So I need to try StreamYard, and maybe that would be better. So how's it working? Can your internet stream 4K resolution? My internet's good enough. I mean, I'm probably at like 80 or so. Dedicated GPU. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. I can't add RAM to this computer. That's the problem. I have to buy a brand new. My next computer is going to be probably upwards of 4K. I know which computer I want is going to probably be 4K. It's a laptop. If that isn't allowing me to stream well, that's a problem because look, I'm not going to be at this workstation for long. I plan to start traveling again. So once I start traveling, like it doesn't matter if I have the top of the rig in my office. I'm not there. So I need something on the go that I can also bring to the office. No, 16 gigs is not enough. It's not even close. I would love to get like 48, but I think 32 should do it. All right, so hopefully we are better. Can I get some? Look, there are certain requirements for my laptop. I know I can buy a 12 kilogram laptop that's about this big, but there's reality, right? The reality is I need a laptop that is light and portable that has the power to do what I do. There is 100 laptops out there that are small and portable. There's 100 laptops out there that are very powerful. The problem is I need them both in one. I need a portable, powerful laptop, and that's not easy to find. Well, no, I can't close tabs. Like I need the tabs. So therefore, I need a computer that can handle all the tabs. Anyway, let's get into screen share. I think the video should be better now. Once then the laptop that I want goes on sale, hopefully next month, I'll buy it. Yeah, everything is running slow. Like I press a button and like nothing happens. All right, here we go. Okay, we're on screen share. Hopefully this is working. I'm using the same camera that Jimmy Song uses. Shout out to Jimmy Song. I'm never getting a MacBook. That's not even in consideration. All right. So let me see how the screen share is working. All right, should be okay. All right. Look, here is the hyperwave look at Bitcoin, and we are still right at resistance. So I'm going to continue to be patient. And it's easy to be patient in Bitcoin right now. Well, for me, it is. For traders, it's not easy to be patient because there's just no volatility taking place in Bitcoin at the moment. There was a volatility a few days ago when we spiked up to 10,500 and then immediately smacked down to 9,400 or 300 or wherever it was. And now we're back to where we were for the last 5 weeks and nothing's happening. So there was an interesting question the other day where people said, what's more likely, 12,000 or 8,000? Because we're sitting right here, let's say we're sitting at 10,000. What's more likely, 12 or 8? At the moment, I'm saying 8,000 is more likely. If we start consolidating between 10,000 and say 10,250, if we stay in that zone for a few weeks, then I will say 12,000 is more likely. But at the moment, as long as we are consolidating below 10,000, 8,000 is going to be more likely for the rest of the summer. If we consolidate, if the price of Bitcoin doesn't move until the end of July, which is unlikely, but if the price of Bitcoin doesn't move until the end of July, I will then change my mind. And I will say that 12,000 is more likely than 8,000. And this is one of the problems with non-traders trying to watch this channel, in that they think that you should not change your mind no matter what happens. I will change my mind with time, not just with price. So if the price changes, I can change my mind. But if the price doesn't change, but time changes, and time can only change in one direction. I haven't yet built a time machine. So as time passes and price doesn't move, that also changes my mind. Sometimes that means I'm flipping from bullish to bearish, and sometimes that means I'm flipping from bearish to bullish, or from neutral to bullish, or from neutral to bearish. It depends on the situation. In this particular situation, the more time passes without the change in price, the more bullish I get. That was not the situation, say, over here. Over here at the bottom, if we had not been rising, but had we been consolidating, you can look at it here. Right here, this is weekly candles. Look, after this fall, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks of consolidation between 6,000 and say 7,000, but mostly it was between 6,000 and 6,500. And the longer this was consolidating, the more bearish I was getting. We are now in the opposite situation. The longer we consolidate at 9,500, and if we can consolidate for 13 weeks, the way we consolidated back in late 2018 for 13 weeks, the longer we consolidate, the more bullish I would get. So consolidation is bullish, and obviously rising prices are bullish. However, until either of those things are happening, I'm going to keep anticipating a pullback. And as long as we are consolidating below 10,000 and we haven't consolidated yet for 3 months, I'm going to assume 8,000 is more likely than 12,000. Live look, nothing's changed from yesterday's video. Please go to yesterday's video for weekly comments. Just going to stay patient. This is a no trade candle in a somewhat no trade zone. The fact that this is a 9 is telling me that I could potentially short, but usually this tells me to get out of my bullish trades and stay patient. Usually, not always. The daily chart continues to consolidate. I will need a touch of the bottom side of the triangle in order to assume this triangle is actually going to happen. The consolidation on a 4-hour chart is actually not bullish. The consolidation on a 4-hour chart is, by the time I do this video tomorrow, we will have a resolution as to what happens at this channel support. And if we break this channel support to the downside, we could certainly accelerate. I still think that is the more likely path. It is slightly more likely, but it is more likely. The slightly more likely path is down. Slightly more likely path is down. GBT premium, I have it at 23%, so a little high for my taste. Hash rate's okay. Bitcoin dominance is not interesting, not really moving. Gold. Gold is looking great. I had this, look, this is the major line. This is the line that you cannot go below. And you can see how we pulled back into this line perfectly. And we're now back here. The reason why this green line is drawn where it is because this was my original trade on the breakout of gold. This was it. It might have been that one, actually. It was one of these two candles. Was my original trade on the breakout of gold. And I took half my profit up here a few days later. And right now, we are back to exactly where this was. So if tomorrow gold is trading to the upside, I am actually even more bullish than I was back here. This is once again a daily 1, and tomorrow we're going to get a daily 2. If you look at multi-time frame, which is not publicly available, the weekly is not looking great, but that can flip. All we need is one more up day, and the weekly will certainly flip. And the monthly is still looking very good with a few months to go. So I still think gold can challenge new swing highs this summer. So yeah, it's not going to take much. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, it will take much. It would have to, in order to flip this color here, we would need to get above that. But there was never a short trade on the table. The red 2 never went below a red 1. So right here, the weekly is telling you to be neutral, but the daily is certainly telling you that you can be long if tomorrow is a breakout day. And I would love to see the stock market pull back tomorrow with gold going up, because I think they're about to become negatively correlated. The RSI looks fairly good, and I think it can challenge the top. I wish it would have gone oversold here, but it did not. But I think the RSI can move up there one more time. And the MACD is bearish at the moment, but it can cross with another 1 or 2 good up days. I still think that, I mean, it's going to be very difficult for gold to break out from the bottom of this consolidation. If we look at the last consolidation that we had, Notice how we did not go straight up from the bottom and break this head and shoulders. We actually made the right shoulder. This is why head and shoulders form. We also perfectly supported the moving averages. This is great. And now we had enough momentum to break out, but we never reached the target. The target was this. The target was 200 points. We never got that high. If I flip this, the target was 200 points. Even more than 200, like 210 or something. That was the target. The target is literally new all-time highs or close to it. I'm not going to give it that much weight, but I think that 1800 is very, very possible. 1800 right here. I think that's reasonable. I think 1800 by, say, end of next month, maybe by end of the summer, is very reasonable for gold. So I remain bullish gold here in this position. I believe oil is topping right now, and this is why I am exiting the rig trade. I've been in the rig trade. It's unfortunate that it dropped today. I wish I exited it yesterday, but between, and then this is the unfortunate part, because I did this show around 11, and then I had to start, and then I had to, take a few phone calls, and then I had to immediately start preparing for the news show. I never opened my broker. So I never got out of rig yesterday, and it sucks because I had to get out of rig today. And getting out of rig today was a huge, well, I didn't lose money. I mean, I still made good money on rig, but I would have made almost twice as much money had I got out yesterday. And that's unfortunate because my trade was very highly leveraged to the upside with a strategy called the call ratio back spread. And it's really disappointing to see what happened to rig today. And I should have got out yesterday, and I knew I should have got out yesterday, but the next thing I knew was after 4 p.m. And this is why I don't want to trade anymore, because it's frustrating and it's not putting me in a good mental state. I can either trade or I can do videos. It doesn't really matter. Well, I kind of enjoy this more than trading. If anyone says you can make a shit ton of money trading, I mean, that's fine. That's good. I mean, you can make a shit ton of money sitting at home in permanent quarantine, but I'd rather go see my friends. So it's difficult to find a balance. So for some people, it's easier than others. For me, it's challenging. So because of shit like this, I don't want to enter more trades because, like I said, I made good money, but yesterday should have been the exit, not today. I took the exit today. So I'm out of rig. What was my percent return on that? A few 100%. I don't remember. It was frustrating. I got into this trade for 7 cents and I got out for, oh yeah, wait, I got in for 7 cents and I got out for like $1.50 or $1.60. So that's not just a few 100%. That's over 1,000%. But yeah, that's a few thousand. That's over 1,000x. But 7 cents wasn't my maximum loss. And this is the thing about the call ratio back spreads. My maximum loss was going to be, so I got in, when I say I got in for 7 cents, I am talking advanced option stuff. Rig was 403 in pre-market. Really? I didn't even know that. So I got in the trade for 7 cents, and the call ratio back spread is a very interesting trade where I got in off this 9 here. If rig would have filed for bankruptcy, all I would have lost is 7 cents. But, and here's my maximum loss. My maximum loss would have been in like October if the price of rig was like 250. In October though, not now. Basically, no, nothing. It's such a hard strategy to explain that unless you've taken my options course, it makes no sense to you whatsoever. But anyway, the trade cost me 7 cents. I got out of that trade for $1.60. You do the return. Okay. And yesterday I could have got out for like 250 or something, or even more. So it was very highly leveraged and it was very disappointing. And that's on like one basis unit. It's kind of like saying I get in a stock for 4 and I got out at 5, but it depends on what your quantity was. So my single unit basis, in for 7 cents, on the option spread, out $1.60 on the option spread. And that wasn't even the best trade. The best trade was part of the options workshop. Unfortunately, here's the unfortunate part. It was a sample trade, and it wasn't, it was done on its lowest unit. So I didn't make this trade for profit. I made this trade as an example of a trade. So there was real money on the line, but the units was 1. And the trade was the same thing, the call ratio back spread. And the options workshop took place at the end of April when the stock was, it was like here, end of April, or like here somewhere, here, when the stock was like $10. And this trade was entered and got paid $1 to enter the trade. And it was done on a unit of 1, the smallest unit I can make it. So as an example to the option traders, I got paid $100 to enter the trade, and I did not get out yesterday. I've set a limit order to get out of this trade for $6. So got paid $1 and getting out for 6. So that's a $7 gain. Now I use the smallest possible unit, which I never use in my actual trading, just as an example. So got paid $100 and I'm trying to get out for 600. So that's a $700 gain. And technically this trade never had any risk because I got paid $100 to take the trade. It would have had a maximum loss in October. If the stock was at $15 in October, it would have had a maximum loss of about $750. The maximum loss in June was probably going to be like $100 or $200. That's the maximum loss if I hate the trade. But getting out for a $600 gain on a $100 payment to enter the trade. This was probably one of the best trades I've made in my life, based on percentage and risk reward and how it worked out. And it's unfortunate that the trade only made $700 because I literally used the smallest units for an options trade. It's kind of like you want to trade a stock and you only want to buy 1 share. All right. So the only other trade from the options class that we have not exited is Under Armour, which is also a call ratio back spread. That wasn't the only strategy we were using, just those are the only ones that are made for the long term with a very bullish outlook. And Under Armour, this trade is actually still not profitable, so I will continue to wait. But once it crosses this $11, $12 zone, this becomes very profitable. And I have till like November for this trade to be profitable. And if this thing goes back to $20, this will be even better than the Norwegian trade based on the leverage. We were paid 40 cents to enter this trade. So it's a, so you get paid 40 cents and so you get paid to enter the trade and your profit is actually unlimited. So it's infinite gain on being paid to enter the trade. It sounds incredible and it sounds not real, but it is real, but there are risks involved. So unless you know how to trade the call ratio back spread, don't even try it. And if you are curious, option trading workshop is available on Tone Vays on Demand, and I will be reteaching this class sometime this winter in December or January. All right, let's look at the S&P. The S&P is consolidating near the top. Here is the daily chart. I am very, very curious what happens in 2 days. I would love to see a double nine. I don't want the stock market to crash tomorrow. I wanted to basically, I would love to see a perfected version too. I would love for it to swing up one more time and break the 6, but I don't think it's going to happen. I honestly think that we topped, and I've been saying that I think that we topped since this area here. So I started calling for a market top around May 28th, and I'm still calling a market top almost every day since May 28th. I know we've gone up quite a bit. I don't know why that thing is down there. I know we've gone up quite a bit since my top call. I remember what I said. My memory isn't that bad yet. I called the top on May 28th, and I have been wrong to the tune of 170 points and 5.55%. Now, I'm still calling the top of the S&P here. I am. I believe that even though that 9 didn't do it, this double 9 probably will. If we get it, we may not get it. If the market falls big time tomorrow and the next day, we'll never get it. But I'm anticipating it right now. And I don't think the S&P will go to a new all-time high. I don't. Not this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. I'm not expecting new all-time high this year. I think the election's coming, but I'm not expecting new all-time high this year. Okay, I'll take a look at a few of your questions. Please check out if you want to support. There's 2 options right now: the on-demand videos and the affiliate codes. Still trying to bring you the private Q&A subscription. I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe I was trying to do it first of this month. Maybe shooting for first of next month is more realistic, of course. The percent chance of Bitcoin dumping to $3,000, less than 5%. I do not see Bitcoin dumping to 3,000. I give that less than a 5% chance of happening. Everyone is talking about TLT. What's up with in the live chat? What's up with TLT? I'm whoa, beautiful. I wonder if anyone caught that. Anyone catch this? It's hard to keep an eye on all the assets. An alert service is really needed, but we'll see what we do about that. But beautiful bottom right here. I know there is a def cross. I still think equities are going to go down. Gold is going to go up. The dollar is going to go up, and bonds are going to go up. I still think interest rates going to go down. Bond prices will rise. The US dollar will rise. If we look at DXY, this is my view for the end of the second half of this year. I still think the dollar will reverse and go higher. I am still a dollar bull. I am a bond bull. I am a stock market bear right now, calling for a top. but everything is moving against me right now. I am looking for everything to flip, except gold. Gold is consolidating at the top. I'm waiting for a breakout. Stock market keeps going up. I'm looking for a top. The dollar keeps going down. I'm looking for a bottom. Bonds are going down. I'm looking for a bottom, though they may have just turned. That's my outlook for the rest of the year. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Tomorrow I can change my mind. All right, let's see some questions. Thank you guys for submitting those. What Amaze do you use on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin? I don't know. Let's go and find out. $20, $50, and $200. Same as, well, actually, no, I don't use those anywhere else. 20, 50, 200. Those are my MAs. I don't really pay attention to moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. They probably shouldn't even be there. I have done no back testing. I don't know what moving averages are good on a 4-hour time frame. So maybe they shouldn't even be there. Can you look at Nokia? Sure. Again, this is the kind of stuff I want to be doing on the private Q&A, not public. But since there is no private Q&A yet, wow, I did not know Nokia was a Finnish company. I think that's the Finland flag. So look at that beautiful, those beautiful bottoms right there. All 313s. I think it's gonna have that same double nine coming up in 2 days. So it looks okay. I don't have much to comment on. It's overextended. Like I wouldn't go long. It might have topped already and it's gonna pull back. I think a pullback. Oh, it's a cheap stock. I didn't know it rallied from two. Okay, it went from $2 to $4. That's not exactly, you know, crazy. I mean, look at Norwegian, look at Rig. I mean, those stocks went 4x. Look at Tilray, all the stocks I was in. I wonder how Starbucks is doing. People are probably still buying coffee. Hey, Starbucks is doing okay. I think once quarantine ends, Starbucks is going to do okay because people are going to be dying to work from anywhere other than their home and like go to Starbucks. Hey, GE is back at $8. Wasn't it down to like 10 cents? Didn't GE like crash big time? Maybe not. Thinking of something else. GoPro's still doing well. Man, remember when I kept talking about that stock when it was like $2 and how I was buying into it? I got out early. I got out too early. If you held on to GoPro, you did freaking amazing. Amazing. Man, I've been trying to time this stock in forever to buy it. I finally bought it back down here at like $2. But then I was out by like $3.50, and there it goes. There it goes without me. Too bad. Too bad. If you held GoPro, you did well. All right, let's see what else we got. Tone, where would you place the S&P on the Wall Street sheet of psychology of a market cycle chart? Disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. I'm in the euphoria stage. but it's a mini cycle. It's not the big cycle, right? So I'm in the S&P euphoria zone, but not on the grand scale. What the hell? So, like, for example, this to this was not euphoria to me. If it wasn't for Corona, we probably would have kept going higher. But this is euphoria to me, right? So let's do a percentage check. If I put this here, we're going to cherry pick the low. We're going to be as biased against ourselves as possible. That is a 45% upswing. Holy shit. That is a 45% upswing in less than a year and a half. That is like, what? 1.25 years, because it starts in December. It starts like the last week of December and it ends the last week of February, right? So let's go through January and full February into March. So a year and 2 months. So 14 months, S&P goes up 45%. That's insane. That is insane. But that was not euphoria to me. If it wasn't for Corona, we could still be going higher. However, because of Corona, we have just got up. Oops, my bad. All right. I bought a new mouse, by the way. I can't take this one anymore. I hope the next one is better. It's like I just buy shit and then I give away my old electronics to like friends and stuff. It's good to be Tone's friends. He keeps buying electronics and then gives it away. So we have just gone up more. So we are up 47%, not much more. But here's the important part. It took us 14 months to go up 45%. It has now taken us from March 23rd, the week of March 23rd, until June 8th. So all of April, all of May, plus 2 weeks. So that is 2.5 months. So we have just done more in 2.5 months than we did in 14 months prior. This is euphoria to me. That's euphoria. I know everyone's talking about a V-shaped recovery now or whatever is going to happen. But what I'm saying is I would put it in the euphoria stage, but not long-term euphoria. Not long-term euphoria. I'm looking for a pullback. I do not believe the pullback will go lower than 2,500. It may only go as low as 2,900. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But where do I put the market? Euphoria. The weekly counts, by the way, are only on a 4, which is suggesting the potential of 5 more weeks of upside into September, basically. Not September, but 5 weeks into August. Yeah, Bitcoin Motorist got my old laptop, which was also a $2,000 machine. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one next month. It's also a $2,000 machine that I need to upgrade. Tone, what would you recommend as a starting resource to learn about options trading? Any notable books? No. I have nothing to recommend. I am sorry. I'm sorry I have nothing to recommend. I don't know. It's kind of like, Tone, is there anything you can recommend about how to make a YouTube channel with 100,000 viewers? Is there any reading materials? Is there any resources? And my answer would be no, because I just started a YouTube channel. I didn't read anything, and I kind of just did it on my own, and I got almost at 100,000 subscribers. So I don't have any reading resources to recommend to you because I never read anything. So if I didn't read anything, I can't recommend anything. I learned unlike YouTube, where I kind of learned by trial and error. I learned options trading from a course that I now teach. I went to a similar course almost 20 years ago now. I paid $8,000, $8,000 for intro to technical analysis, and because the company used to teach many courses. The company used to teach like 6 different trading courses and like 10 different real estate courses. I don't even want to say the name of the company. They don't exist anymore. They got sued for being scammy, which I think is bullshit. They weren't scammy. But I would say I'm sitting in a room with like 200 people, and we're all learning technical analysis. And then I took the options course, and I brought a friend with me with whom we were trading for years, and he still trades. And then him and I went to the options course, and we traveled to these things. I think one was in Washington, D.C., and the other was in Utah. We were Salt Lake City. And this was in the early 2000s, very early 2000s, like 2002, 3, I don't remember, right after the dot-com crash. And we learned from a trader like myself now. But we were sitting in that room with like 200 people, and we felt like, holy shit, almost all of these people are going to lose all of their money. Like, it was advertised poorly. It wasn't advertised properly. Like, there were like 65-year-olds in there learning, the riskiest form of trading being options. And it's just like a little cringy. Like, oh God, this is not what you want to do with your retirement savings. I'm sorry. Anyway, so because I learned from traders and then I learned by practicing what I was taught, I never read any options trading books. So I don't have anything to recommend. I can recommend 2 websites for options, I can only recommend one website, the Option Industry Council. It's the only one. It's the only one that I've like used as a resource. That's it. That's it. OIC. Oh, and I attended some of their workshops too. Do I have their books? Oh, I have them. Hold on. Yeah, I have 2 books. I have like 2 manuals from OIC. They're old. I wish I had the rest of their manuals, but here's an intermediate. Oh, wait, I'm on screen share. Like, these things are old. Like, look at them. This is an intermediate option trading, like here. I attended these workshops from them. They were free, which was great. It was back in New York when I was working. Oh God, it's in green. Shit, so you can't see it. Look at the tabs. Look at the tabs on the corner. You can read those. So you can see, it's a little hard to read. Bad color choice, guys. Bad color choice. You can see how it says basic review, and then it says vertical spreads, and then it says straddle strangles. So this is a good manual. I don't know if you can find these on eBay or something, because it's the only thing I read, like other than being taught. It's a really cool manual, really old. What's the copyright on this? When was it made? It's from the early 2000s. Nothing's changed though. And here, ooh, just dropped it. And here is another one that I attended from OIC. And this is all about volatility. I should probably reread these before the next time I teach the class. So it's all about implied volatility. And here are the tabs right there. Put it up to the camera, let it focus. Implied volatility is so important, so important. Vega, these are really cool actually. I want to Google, see how many of these do they have. It's really good stuff. And that's it. That's the only, plus all the material from the courses that I actually took. All right, what's wrong with my lighting here? What's going on? Let's go back to screen share. I gotta learn how to do some of this stuff. Okay. How to do better video, better audio quality. Hey, good question, Marius. Has the crypto market had enough pain since the last bubble to excel to new highs? I answered this question back in March, and the answer was yes. The answer is yes, but we have just gone up too far too fast. So now we need a little bit more pain, but the answer is yes. Tone, did you deal with Jeff Epstein as a client during your years at Bear Stearns? No, I was like a rookie. I no, absolutely not. I did not deal with him. Okay, more questions. Tone, your thoughts on GDX? GDX was something to do with gold, but which index is that again? Is that a miner? Is that a mining ETF? Van Wyck Vectors ETF Gold Trust Miners. Yeah, that's the miner ETF. I'd rather be in gold than in miners, but that's just my personal opinion. The chart isn't interesting. Nice tops though. Thanks, Andreas. I saw your message earlier, but now it's in my Q&A chat. Tone, Fed meeting is today and tomorrow. Anything to watch for? No. Expect the unexpected. The Fed meetings are now have just become a known unknown. Well, actually, they've always been a known unknown, right? You know what's going on, but you don't know what they're going to say. All right, guys. If you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. The Embly card, love it. Can't wait to start spending it again, spending off the card again. And of course, products and services. The on-demand videos for options trading are pretty good, not cheap. And sometime this week, I'll probably put intro to trading up for a webinar again. And then next month, I'm going to do this and this combined. And then we see what happens next. And hopefully, I'm going to have the Q&A subscription service up as well. I don't pay attention to volume on 5-minute charts, and no, I don't consider lower volume as a sign of a market tops. I don't. Do you trade Forex? No. So Forex is the only asset I've never, well, not the only asset, but it's the only common asset. So here's what the majority of people trade. And I'm gonna apply that to the current environment. People trade equities, people trade futures, people trade commodity futures, because futures are on everything. So people trade equities, people trade futures, people trade commodity futures specifically, people trade cryptocurrencies, people trade FX, traditional currencies, and you can trade all of those with options. I have traded everything except FX. I've never traded FX, but I've traded equities, futures, commodity futures, cryptocurrencies, and I've traded almost all of them with options. Especially equities. Trade equities with options. I haven't traded futures with options much. That's just too much leverage. It's a leverage instrument on top of a leverage instrument, and I don't like that. So options is a way to trade. It's not an asset to trade. And the only asset I never traded is FX. All right, I'm going to close out by looking at the South African Rand because I'm curious myself. Well, the dollar is dropping, so everything's going to be rising. It looks like it's going to be a double nine coming up tomorrow, so be careful. I think it's going to reverse. I think it's going to go up. I think the dollar is going to strengthen and everything against the dollar is going to start to fall. All right, I got to go. I got to get some work done. Thank you so much, guys. The video and the audio quality will continue to improve as I replace Zoom with something better, and I replace my computer with something better as well. Gonna start growing the beard back. I think it's time, and I will see you all on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.